ane chö ta chö mayimba se da sanjebe chö ta chö mayimba yen samde che ne de jibe chungwe lamjiram ba ji den yong do wa chen de la shen na chö ba me se di da chö ba ngoma ji na chen de ge da chen de le ya ni cha je me ba ji gu gu re es o chen de le ya ji cha ba da ni shen ba chen bo ji yo ba ina da de chö nam da ji yong gu yo ma re song gu yo re
Yesterday we said, the first detachment is not to have grasping, not to have attachment to this life. If we have grasping, if we attach ourselves to this life, we cannot be a true Dharma practitioner. We cannot be a true spiritual practitioner. And this exactly makes the border between those who practice Dharma and those who do not practice Dharma. So this means if you are attached to this life, you are not on the side of those who practice Dharma, because you are attaching to this life. Whereas if you detach yourself from this life, or if you remove the detachment to this life, if you remove your attachment to this life, then you are on this other side where the people practice Dharma. This is the borderline.
ngaraso tsendi che dorwa tsendi che to ni chi jimba tangwa ta sutem sungwa ta soba gomba la soba ene chi tsendi che to ngaso chi cha chawan do da nga tangwan do da o da chi chawo sambo kan chi droba yin ya kullo te tsendi che de chewa yin dati 추세 대 차가 요 말이 맞은 지대비 추세 지대 추지 세야 돼 지대 추지 나는 루고로 마도 오네게 산지비 추한다 지금 벌라 많탈이야 제와 치미기 체도 치마 돈이기 산베신 바지 그때 많다데 구고래서
So it is very important for us to know exactly what it means to be a true spiritual practitioner. Okay, this means maybe you do something positive. Maybe you practice generosity. Maybe you practice morality. Maybe you make some prostration. Maybe you make offerings and so forth. But if the motivation is not connected for future life, then no matter what you do, even if things that you do are positive, it is not becoming a spiritual practice. Why? Because the motivation is only connected to the interest of this life.
슈바랍 치왈라 인 가스 슈바랍 이나 인 치베네 값서 가시 트로신 거네 인 시르고 요레스 슈바랍 치왈라 가스 슈반지 인 치왈라 미스리스 슈바랍 이나 치베네 값서 인 셈리야 시발이야 셈인 셈마메버 치고 요레스 슈바레 슈바 안진 치왈라 미스리스 슈바 타마지나 아니 집에 내가 없어 슈발라 menjusin joba mebachi o ta tindi chugo resungora.
Okay, now here I want to tell you something very let's say very important, very essential. It is said that the level of the practice, the level of Dharma practitioner, there are three, the top level, the medium level, and the low level, intermediate level, and the top level. So this means if you are a Dharma practitioner of the top level or excellent level, this person would be very happy to die. When the death comes, there's happiness. Okay. If you belong to the intermediate level of Dharma practitioner, when you die, at least you don't feel uncomfortable. You don't feel bad. You know, this is the sign of being yourself a medium level of Dharma practitioner. Now, if you are belonging to a level of the Dharma practitioners, which is the lowest level or the low level, when you die, you at least do not regret. This is very important. Usually we get panic, when we die. But if you are Dharma practitioner of the lowest level, at least you don't regret. This is the point, okay?
야, 딱 알았어. 참말로 같이 맞다. 치왕인도 요르와. 단 같이 또 가서 치왕인도 요래. 단 치외 내급수 센데야 추지 롭톱 여부 있나? 되게다 12 내급수 팽그런 마도 지 노롱주다 연예도다 지 메인다 에네 세년라로 딱 같이 여부 있나야. 12 년부터 수치게 에네 팽토고 요 말와. 다 팽토버디 가르스나 아니 계획이 추되겠다 대팽의 요래 송고요라.
Then I also want to remind ourselves of the very fact that we sooner or later all will die, without any exception. You, me, and anybody who is born in this life, in this world, in this universe, without any exception, will die by any means. The only question is sooner or later. This is the only question now here. So since knowing that we know that we are going to die, we must prepare ourselves already our death. This means when we die, the only help that we can take with us will be only the Dharma practice. All our friends, all our wealths, all our materials, all our possessions, house, buildings, gardens, and so forth, they are good for the moment, but then when we die, all these cannot give any help to us. This is very important to know.
야, 따뜻히 송고도 다 디올이야. 감솜라 시나 예중미 세티케. 베나 지부 충원의 급수 제바 치마 에능에 소솜네 타네 모토 denruju 공포지 따톤나 지마롱냠네 치마에는 지 denru고 돈도 추념네 시고 여러와 다 치마데 모두 공포 터버이나야 대sam지 할래 개민도스고 모두 공포 터버이나야 라양 고발을 쿠디고 여러와 어디자 대대야 고 템보스 개민도 다 델레 감송 코와 델리야 타바지고 고도 코와 델레 라양 찌무고 같이 제와 치마 가서 지제원도 에너지 다비기 신도 제 그런 코와 딜이야 제 뭐가 다비 신도 제 있다 근데지 아니 제발라 라와 요바지 고고도 삼네 대삼로 따연도 감솜나 신는 게 요미스도 감솜세야데 감솜 코와 큰가 동해 기랑 신인 버치 삼치네 어디 아니 감솜네 에네 타바치 감솜네야 가르소그리다 감소랑에 버주비 용지 삼바지 고고도 어디 송고도와
Then on the other hand, yesterday we said, when we categorize ourselves in the practice, we can have different levels of capacity, different capacities according to our mind. A small mind, a small capacity, a small being, and the medium level of being, medium capacity, and the great level of being or great capacity. So this means this is a little bit different from what we said before. Here now we talk about the practice itself, the level of our capacity, not the level of practitioner. We're talking about now the level of our mental aptitude, mental capacity. So somebody whose mental capacity is small would only do practice only in order to not fall in the lower realm when we die. This is the small level of being, small capacity. And then we say that there is a second level of capacity, which is a being who wants to be free from not only the lower realm but also the two upper realms. This means we have lower realm, one realm. We have in the upper realm we have two realms: human realm and God realm. So the medium level of capacity, medium level of practitioner would try to do anything in order to be free from all this entire three realms, which means entire samsara. This is the middling level of the middling capacity, and we call this sometimes in Tibetan Gibuding, which means middling being. Okay.
Yata kamsum le thaba yina pena nga so thime se jorwa nyara da chombo te so kamsum khoba le ya khobe donge te le thabare da chombi khomo se te thabdu yorte yina ya kolong te ra chibo rani chibo tonte ra chinzi ke lo te on de so jere ma to shin chedo shewa ne shin don de simple 탐지 동 로원이 밀로 코솔 요마레 대면바 이자 라니 지부 안에 코월에 타바 이나야 다 디네 급수 네 스탈 또 스피탈에 네 조바들에 디나야 다다 신탈을 농도 요레스 라 지부 시원양데 통도게 선바티 왕게 신탈을 농도 요레 디자 시지 타니가를 조바들에 요마레 아니 좀 컨셉다 연대 군대 간가 차요 말에 좀 나니 뇽모비 집어도 빵바리 마도 다다 시시 집어도 빵요 말에 다다 탐지 침바세에 차요 말에 시자 탐지 시루요 말에 좀 컨셉다 연대 군대 세대 다다 차요 말에서
and then we try to understand now who these people are, those who want to be free only from samsara. Who are these? So it depends on the mind of each individual. Maybe ourselves, we are the medium being. But usually speaking, in Buddhism, we say that there are two vehicles, two yanas, two hinayanas, the Sharvakas and Pratyeka Buddhas, or the hearers and the solitude realizers. These two yanas, or these two followers, the followers of these two vehicles are the ones who are considered to be the medium level of being. Why? Because their mental capacity is limited. Their mental capacity is limited because they only want to be free from samsara. They want to attain nirvana, but only for themselves. And this is what we call they would be free from the extreme of samsara, but at the same time they fall in this extreme of solitary peace. They follow only the peace for oneself. They follow in the solitary peace. This means they don't have the capacity to think of other people. This is why then, when we talk about Buddhism, we should know that there are three yanas, the Hinayana and the minor, and within the Hinayana there are two divisions. So these people only look for the solitary peace for their own sake. They don't think of other people who are still suffering in samsara.
야 따테레 다 강바 시버틀이야 다동라 신의 장sem이 시두다 다다 가수 니라테소 다동라 신바 인사 라치부 라친지 기타 로이 형데 송아 지레들마도 라레 에네 신치베 장슈 셈세야데 고주줄이요 말에 때문에 자다 장슈 셈바세야데 셈제 탐지지 동토 라니 에네 산지지 공부도 토고도 삼베 라든지지게 바 셈주마 많이 받지 런에 제송하나 든지 가사텔라 에네 장슈 셈바 시베 에네 메인트 토고요레 송어레 대이자 가다가 시월이 준주 나를 든지 송도와 장슈 셈는 마치나 산지 나야 민주치 코어신도 드로발라 탑진 여보 많이 놓으세 든지 송도와 제자다 장슈게 셈세티 특과 친구께 람지 주고이 특과 친구께 람지 중심 또 송고요래 장슈지 셈때 랑게 줄라 제바나 땡지 강사때 이 특과 친구 제일 쳐봐다 아니 자르베세 히비 민토바다 아니 제 하다 집에 로바 탐지게 아니 배 대바 제비 유다 아니 차제비 유스보다 드리지레스 어디 송고요라
Then we continue the third line of the text of this just in talk about Yeltsin. Third line says, if you have a grasping at your own self, a personal interest, you cannot be a bodhisattva. You cannot have bodhicitta. So this exactly talks about, the third level of mental capacity, the great level of capacity or the great being. Why great being? Because in this case, we're talking about a bodhisattva whose mind is very great, whose mind is very big. Big in the sense that they want to be free from samsara, that they want to attain the nirvana, not only for themselves, but for the sake of all sentient beings. And this is why then, the bodhicitta makes the person to become a bodhisattva. So if you don't have the bodhicitta, you always fall in the solitary peace, whereas the bodhisattvas will be free from solitary peace, and they will be free from also the samsaric, the extreme of samsara, So this means it is important for us to follow the path of the bodhisattva, the bodhicitta, what they generate the bodhicitta, and that is the Mahayana path. And when you have that bodhicitta, that mind of altruism, we say that person becomes a Mahayana practitioner. That person becomes also an object of veneration for many people, for all the gods, for all the human beings. And that bodhicitta is also the main pillar of the Mahayana mandala. It is also the main gate to the Mahayana practice. And without the mind of altruism, without the mind of the bodhicitta, you cannot attain the universal nirvana, the nirvana for the sake of all sentient beings. The full enlightenment would not be possible without such a mind of altruism.
마송어도 진 자원날 드리송요래 심지반의 신도체를 양다 주비 창출도 아니 심지 그 코랑고 가르스나 아니 남기 타다냐비 심지에 타치 아니 동에 조다 잡아 자역이 체도 당보라니 이제 산지주 공부 더버 돈도 예배다 진짜 그게 장쇼 통제 좀 넘바당 송대에게 아니 심체버 진지 드리지레스 대이자 티게 심지게 미유들라 인요레스 신도당 장쇼 인요레 디 미유 조어디 가르스나 신도드레스 신도데 미유 조어체네 아니 장쇼 때 디게 연락도 아니 미유 파바더지레스 변화가서 미지야 카시우지 꿈내로와 차와 침묵이 나라 미티 카시우지 공부여나 미티 가르 돈이 이거라서나 말이야 추지 고도 섬이고 추 돈이 이거레스 제가 추 돈도 아니 예윤도 뒤연라도 아니 추루사지 돈이 이거요레스 뒤자 추루사지 돈이 이거요르디나 조 말이 조디 추 돈이 이거리 추티 고요르자 티드비연라 아니 뇌지 돈이 이거요레스 대나기 장쇼 선bat도 조디 신동 조르 예 심지어 탐지가 동조에 돼 조의 이자 아니 데 드로바 제발라 라니 아니 상제구고요. 대이자 진노 드비라 또 라니 아니 상제 토버데 누구요레서 어디서 말이야?
Regarding this third detachment, the bodhicitta mind, also Maitreya in the text, famous text called Abhisamalamkara in the first chapter, he said that the bodhicitta has two aspects, has two kinds of aspirations. Aspiration for others, aspiration for the interest of others, and the second aspiration is aspiration for the self-interest. So this means the aspiration for the others, for the bodhisattvas are very principled, which means what the bodhisattvas do is only to try to achieve, realize the other's interest, the interest for other people. So when they realize the goal for other people, their second level of interest, or their second goal, the personal interest, will be achieved by the way, naturally. This is something very logical, For example, when you are very thirsty, when you need water, so your focus is to find water, but you don't focus on the cup. The cup is also good and is also important, but the cup becomes only a secondary factor. It's not the principal factor. So water is the one that you should try to get because you're thirsty. But by the way of getting the water, you also get the cup easily in some way. So this means we always have to know what is principle, and the others come by the way, naturally. This is example for us to understand how the bodhicitta mind works.
야, 따뜻해 송고도 와티 자다 장수지 심세티 시호체게 삼바자첨보 로 남칼이야 타요 말에 남칼이야 타메바나히 심체리야 타다 체다 장가준이요 말에 대자 장수심게 네 미유로데 가르스나 남기 타드냐 미네 심게테 탐지 미버튼 리치 송네데 심게테 탐시 란다와 대원도 버가 치고래 동해면도 버가 치고래 삼네 심게 탐지 란다 대원도 버 동해면도 버 치고 텐디적이 차네 심게 탐지 란다 이네 도시 치고이 냠비 삼로 텐디지 당거요래 다 대화 참에 누구요래 동해 참에 누구요 말에 대이사 이나야 대화 되죠 랑게 도바나기 대화도 요구요 말에 대외 펑디요래 동해 배 중지 참에 누구요 말때 이나야 동해 배때 조에매 봐 가서 배 잔수게 발음나시 도시네다 동해 주네 조에매 봐지 도시네 용디고요래 삼네 뭐다 도시네 도시고요래서
Here, when we develop the bodhicitta, or the mind of altruism, we should know that the object of observation, object that the bodhicitta observe, is very limitless. Limitless means it is so great, it is so infinite, just as infinite as the space. You know very well that space has no limit and no limitations. In the same way, the object that the bodhicitta observes is something really great, something really infinite. This means the objects are infinite. Here means that the sentient beings that the bodhicitta thinks of are numberless. The sentient beings are numberless. and the object, the infinite object is referring to the sentient beings. So just as the space being infinite, the number of the sentient beings is also infinite. So this is very important to know what kind of object the bodhicitta observes, what kind of object bodhicitta thinks of. This is very important. So once having known that that the sentient beings are the limitless object, infinite number, infinite object, then the bodhicitta or the bodhisattvas think that all the sentient beings are completely same as ourselves, same as oneself, in the sense that they all want happiness, that they all dislike sufferings. But then they have a problem now. The problem is we, including ourselves, as a sentient being, we want all the time happiness, but unfortunately, it always happens in the opposite way. What we like, the happiness, it doesn't come. Every day we come across so many sufferings, What you don't like, they come to ourselves, they come to us naturally. And then at the same time, we want to avoid, we want to get rid of sufferings, but somehow we cannot manage. Sufferings are, increasing more and more. But then of course, we know very well why this happens. This happens because we exactly make the cause of the sufferings to come, and we exactly deny the cause of the happiness that we want. This is why things are always working in the opposite way. So we usually, during the course of our life, we usually, go through lots of sufferings instead of happiness, and that is because we never follow the right path to the happiness. Instead, we follow the path of suffering.
That the simple the tam chi Ranlia Jevalia Toma Nabanashi Marazo Tsindiki Jawangama Tichawangama Tichawangama Chene Rangia Jevala Toma Babanashi simple tamchi Jevalia Toma Yomare. The Meva is a Jeva Toma Mabani Mazu Tata part to Sita Jevalimbe Jurim Nalulia Simche Kandiji Naya ranking are Amache Manu is Simche Chijo Mesore. The Zangarazo Tsendi Kita Amasete Ranayata Shivuchi Kadichimbo Zewachimbo Tindiji Yimanashi Narsinja Tamki Ranki Amach Chibirinia Tsendi Amanaji or that the Chamjonda in the Kadijawati in the Chibore Sameta Simchete Tamchi in the Mashiva Mara and the Machiva de Sheva Mach Chireki and Chinchin. That talent so pe dirige Tanjuchi Milu Tindiji top Namju Tindiji Diriji Bicalata, Simja Tamjilia, Chinet Soguri Sando. What that indicate to Sine Chin sauce and the Simja Tamji Yongo Chambata. And it needs Chambota. And then Hassan Namdata, and the Chanchu Simpson, that was in the Chanchu Sim Lord Janvi Rimbalia. And you name out don't you go in the Lord Jang Jama Sechita and the Tashin Yamji go in the Lord Jama Sita, Chanchu Sim Jibi and the Mengatali and Midawani to your race.
This thought, this mind, bodhicitta, this thought of altruism, of course, is such a great thing, but then, we cannot cultivate this in a spontaneous way. Is just impossible. It is impossible for us to cultivate it spontaneously. It just doesn't work, because somehow we are not habituated. We are not habituated with such a altruistic mind. We are habituated, or we are accustomed to only our self-purpose, only our personal interest, and this is why we are very far from the actual cultivation of such a altruistic mind. So to get such a great thought, that's the mind of altruism, we have to then, of course, go through a great, let's say, training of mind. We have to train our mind day by day, month by month, by meditation, by training ourselves, and only in that way, then we can really one day to have such a altruistic mind, such a mind of the bodhicitta. And to do this, the first thing that is recommended in the Buddhist text is to think that all sentient beings are very kind. All the sentient beings have been our mother in our previous lives. Any kind of sentient being that exists in this universe has been our mother. Therefore, all sentient beings are very kind to us. First, we have to realize that they have been our mother. So knowing that they have been our mother sometime in the past, not necessarily, like the other day, but in our last life, because in Buddhism, the life is beginningless. So since the life being beginningless, we had so many lives in the past time. So each time when we had a life, when we had a rebirth, we had a mother. So if we count the number of the time that we had a rebirth, it just would be countless. So in those countless times, many sentient beings have been our mother many times. So knowing this, we then have to slowly realize, okay, that they have been that they are mother to us. The present mother is already mother to ourselves, but even the sentient beings who are other sentient beings beside, they are also a mother to us because they have been our mother before. So knowing that, we then have to think of their kindness, and we have to think of repaying their kindness back, and then we have to train ourselves to feel compassionate toward them, and then we have to train ourselves to be lovable, to generate love toward them, and then we have to train ourselves to think that this kind of bringing them to a happy state by ourselves, this extraordinary thought, is also we have to generate also such a extraordinary thought. That means I myself will make all the sentient beings to attain enlightenment. So in this way, slowly, we can actually come to a moment where the bodhicitta is possible for us.
다 tinre te isa 장슈지 셈세티 할레바케다 로와 라레 셰제베 아니 장슈지 셈 송고요레 장슈 셈기 미유테 아니 남키 타다니야 비셈체테 탐치 드니치라 미치네 어디체도 아니 조비 장슈데 아니 토바두고요레 다 드니자 장슈 셈테 할레바케 삼바 자첨보 미유 자첨보 시우치자 아니 장축지 셈페 가수고리 첨부 그때니 삼모 땅들이 제보이나 다 될때네 시우지게 초자첨보 사토에 디버트서 베다도에 할레버가 다 평요첨보 시부들이 송고요래 대인자 다당가서 시월리에게 조조날들이 송도와 아디샤 말이라디 시월라기야 드리 송도와 아니 까와토마 라본 자바예 통한 남지 니니 템바시 있으니 토와산지 좀 된데기야 까와 망보 칠레 독스치네다 아니 펜토 치슈티 냐메나리아 펜토 치슈티 가르레샤스네 까와 망불라 독스치네 공바시 시행류다 타마델라 장축심 공부이나 펜요 치슈티 다 디스고레스 어디는 송도와
So this means the goal of altruism is only two: the interest of other people, one, and the interest of attaining the enlightenment. The enlightenment itself is something that we attain, but we attain it for the interest of other people. So this is what we should understand as a meaning of the bodhicitta. So such bodhicitta has such a great object of observation that it means it includes all the numberless sentient beings. So just as the sentient beings being numberless, also the amount of merit that we create will be also numberless, will be also infinite. And for this reason, Shantideva in his Bodhisattva Charivatara, in the Bodhisattva's way of life, he said, the Buddhas in the past, many Buddhas in the past were trying to discover what is the most beneficial thing over a period of many years. Many Buddhas thought about this for many years. And then at the end, the Buddha Shakyamuni, the historical Buddha, Prince Siddhartha, realized that the most beneficial thing in the universe is this bodhicitta mind. With this bodhicitta mind, any kind of great negativity can also be purified. Any kind of great accumulated merit can also be achieved through this bodhicitta mind. Therefore, the Shantideva in his text says, to know this, and then keep in your mind that there is so much benefit to gain from the cultivation of such a thought.
다가나시다다 중중나를 송도와 장쇼 심지 다시문에 데네 대원 로발라 심시 수시 지루주르스다 장초지 셈때 냠솔랑바이나 아니 장초지 셈 권비 강사 코라야 뒤다다라리야 뒤다가라리야 아니 셈대와 셈이야 지보시오 중고리 장초 셈 권비 강사 코라리야 네급대와 타토대와 아니 라대와 셴대와 라신 이가라야 대와 라신 이가라 펜토요바 어디이자 근데 송도가 다 장초센데야 따라 빼샤 다야 보지 여보이나 근데 따데 형원도 지는 누구이나 아니 배 가수고리 유 내가 대원에 아니 배 타도 대원라다 가수고리다 사차 신의 신도 좀 로발이야 레라고 싶지 되고 싶지 누구 그랬어 다른 뭐만 따마도 쉬어요 말와 드리 빼자인 지르와다 디사 따쇼네 깔레 카워드 말왜
So Shantideva, in his text Bodhisattva Charivatara, he gave one example that was relevant to past time, maybe not so much relevant to our present time, but anyway, what he said is that somebody who rides on the vehicle of the vehicle like horse, somebody who rides on the bodhicitta mind like a horse will be happy from now until in the future for a long time, from this life, in the next life, and so forth, he said. And then when one rides on the horse, then of course, horse in this case means we're referring to bodhicitta mind, then somehow when we have the bodhicitta mind, ourself will become happy. We feel more joyful. And then the vibration of the bodhicitta, the vibration of our joy, of the bodhicitta also it vibrates to other people. Even other people who are around us will feel happy. But then of course, Geshe-la is saying maybe nowadays if we ride on the horse, maybe it is more difficult on such a hot weather with the sunshine. In the past, it was okay because in Tibet, only the horse was more relevant vehicle. There was not so many cars. No car was existing in Tibet. So Shantideva thought about the vehicle of the horse. But then maybe nowadays, maybe for us, the comfortable vehicle would be car. We just go in, we close the door, we have fresh air and so forth. Maybe so. This means we have to understand how things work. Also, the example, we just have to modify.
야, 다 들렸어 뭐도와. ene nyangula ma songa ba chembe ke ta da ngaram chemon al tini song yore ene tarvitela tarvitela nimbolembe chone ene tichente tibo chembo wa ene tibo chembo ene tibo chembo lamdo jugwa yinlas wa tibo chembo la jugwa yinlas teya ene 장쇼지 셈니 가서 teya ene 장쇼지 셈 장쇼지 셈 공부니 임베 스타트니 송도와 이 장 알아서 단조지 멜루세야지 로와다 단줄토바 네 돈다 뎀바세야디 단줄이야 잉볼렌세 조르와티 잉볼렌비 초도 줘바디 장쇼 가세 티보침비 람도야 죽바들이 스티켄 람도 죽바들이 송도 티켄 람도 죽바세야디 아니 장쇼지 셈 곰발이야 라리고레스 오 제르모제 테니 송요레 아니 다나시 제르모제 코나 아니 냥엘렌 데칼이야 아니 로마테 수겠다 제르모제 롭제지 나로나 가서 살라펜베 아니 가서 그래 카다지 나로나 랍제지 나로나 야슈온드 제르모제다 장슈셈 곰쇼스 오 딜을 하고다 가야 수에 메스타 장슈지 셈 곰발레 하서 요 말에서 어디니 손나와
regarding the subject of the altruistic mind, also in the Lamrim text, the text of the gradual path to enlightenment, Lama Tsongkhapa said, yeah, not Lamrim, the stage of tantric path. There, Lama Tsongkhapa said, in the Ngarim Chenmo, the stages of the tantric path, he said, we are born as a human being now, and then to be a human being is so important. It's something very precious. We have taken such a precious human rebirth, and we have to take essence. We have to take advantage of such a human rebirth, which is very precious. So this means, Lama Tsongkhapa said, the meaning of taking essence of human life is, the best way is to enter in the tantric, to enter in the minor path, he said. So entering in the minor path, what does it mean? It means to enter in the Mahayana mandala by generating the bodhicitta mind. And if the bodhicitta mind is generated, this already is the meaning of taking essence, which means if we generated the bodhicitta mind, we are actually taking the essence of our human life. We don't need to do other things. This itself, the cultivation itself of the bodhicitta is the essence that we can do, the best thing we can do in our life. So then, Lama Tsongkhapa gave such a message, in his teaching on that stages of Tantra, and people were very happy. And of course, Lama Tsongkhapa, was not a permanent man. He was a impermanent man. So then at the end, Lama Tsongkhapa also had to die, unfortunately. So when Lama Tsongkhapa was about to die, the people, the followers, the disciples, they were all like feeling sad. They were all worrying. Oh, Lama Tsongkhapa, you are dying, please. Now we worry so much for ourselves. What we can do? Can you please give us an essential and some kind of like a last word from your mouth as an advice for us? Then Lama Tsongkhapa said, okay, if you develop the mind of altruism, the bodhicitta, this is enough. This is my advice to you, he said.
다가나시 아니 다다 아디샤기 데레송고요레 나라좀미 미가서 제단다고 지나 미드 투운도 아니 치라 구수되어 임베스 저나 대고 인베스네 가서 때 계제 지그러고 조지 지그러와 아니 아디시아키 맥 순라지 투고이나야 배나 미치래 니마치래 살카시 투고이나 가주 투고이나 제가 선바 상보 여베스 제가 선바 상보 여베스 어떻게 지난 거 요래 다 선바 상보 요나 다가나 다티 계체슈 테레스 순고 요래 수부 대고 여베스네 디 계제 지고 말에 수부 대고 임바데 계체 뭐 지고 말에 선바 상보 요나 다티 다가나 지그레스 데 계체 뭐 지난 거도 와
Okay. So for this very particular point, also a great Indian master, Atisha, who came from India to Tibet to teach Dharma. He had a personal way of greeting people. His personal way of greeting people, was different from the ordinary way, because usually in our ordinary way, the way we greet is something very simple. We only think of the physical body, the physical life, saying how are you physically. We don't ask question about, we just say, oh, hello. We say, then we say, how are you? We just simply say like this. But Adisha wouldn't approach the people, every day, during the course of the whole day by day and week by week. He would always, treat the people in a different way. He would say, oh man, or like, oh friend, how is your positive mind? Is your positive mind present? Are you okay mentally? So instead of saying, hello, how are you? Like, how is your body? He wouldn't say, he's not concerned by the physical state of life. He's more concerned for the mental state, the positive state of the mind of the other people. Therefore, he would always ask the question saying, how is your mind? Is your mind positive? Then Adish said, okay, if your mind is positive, fantastic. This is very good. He would say always. This was the way, the greeting way, the special greeting way of Adisha.
어떻게 드리러 왔다 나라서 빼나 나라서 미기야 강에 들라 지 르게 강에다 심게 강에 인요로와 다 르게 강에다 심게 강에 인나니 미망고치 심게 강에 쉽게도 점링지 나리야 다 드린 가사지 점링 나로려야 치로거지 세리다 반조르다 지가서 면주다 초대다 대사다지 답되고치네 trushati shivuji thane yaji shivuji dugu ortina ya aso mi ki enichi semgi tole ya kange de cheru dugu wa ngoma ki mele tada semgi be kange mangbuchi yungu wa jeza tering khasa ji tendu ki shenro yowa panjur yowa o tendu ki misa tendu ki nale ya mi mangbuchi ene pe 추진에 가서 여봐이네 샘을 강에 쉬우 지어디니치 내다음에 망부지 통도 왔다 대소티 제자 삼로다다디 지기요 말바 삼로다다디 지기요 말에 아니 샘데 아니 묘몽고 왕도 조시보로 봐 샘데 묘몽고 왕도 도네 랑기 샘기 냠네티 시기요 말에 샘 냠네 지기요 말에 아니 심바상보세디 개침부 지기요 말에 어디 매번이다
Then, of course, when Adisha, was asking such a specific question about the positive state of the mind of other people, anybody around, anybody those who are long distance and so on in this way, he was really wondering that if all people could have such a bodhicitta mind, and his focus was really put so much on the cultivation of bodhicitta mind, and this is something very important, of course, because usually we people have only the ordinary way of approaching, ordinary way of asking questions, only for the physical body. We take care of only the material at the material level. We are not concerned so much for our mental state. We always take care of anything that is external development, external the condition. People learn, people study, people make money, people become rich, people become famous, and so forth. So physically or at a material level, they have everything. They have the most developed the scientists, like technological the developed objects are there for them. But then unfortunately, all this external development do not really bring the inner peace to them. So for that reason, Adisha wanted people to have more focusing more on the internal development, internal state of the positive state of mind.
Oh yeah, that is some good what is Samba Sambo said that Samba Sambo Chivuri said Kitchen Bushiwiki Sunguri, that's Samba Sambo said Samba Sambo Jadan Kandich Reserlana Simply Kandich in Aya, Socha Kandich in Aya, Socha Kandich Tonga in Aya, Socha Ti, Tong Duni, Pajotea, Devadoba Chivure, Pajote Devadu Yore, and I Devadu Yore, Nini, Devadoba Chivures. And Socha Kandich Tonga in a Koya Dungan Dugo Mari, Naya Dungan Dugo Maris, Tizangini, Devadoba Chiguata, Dungan Menduba, Chiwai, Samsaki, Samutai, Kitchen Bushiwiji Chagoyorba, or things Jumden de Tenison Yore, Ranki Lula, Pelane, Yella Noba Maji Answer. Jeza, Ranki Lula ya, Mishimbachi Noba Chivaina, Ranlia, Kange Kandistu, or Tepe Lechene, Shindalaya, Lula Noba Chivaina, any Ranashi, Kolaya Kange Yogre, Samsung Sam Tangres, any Ranlia Mishindache, so Robache, Pendo Chivaina, Sosolaya. Simla Kandisa Gawa Yunguri. Tena he Socha Hindalaya Robache, Pendoche, Enichi Karsuguri, Dungelia, Jotobachi Chevaina, Ralia, Kandisa Gawa Yungana, Pajo de Atara Yunguri, Samsung Dushete, Kaduina, Danyam Dushete, and Ketchumusung Yore.
Then after all this, let's say now, how to actually put this theory, the theory of the positive mind in our practice, in our practical life. I think maybe the most practical way of cultivating this positivity in our mind is maybe just to train ourselves thinking, I and other people are all same. Training ourselves in this way. I and all other people are all same in terms of wanting happiness. I and all other people are all same in terms of not liking happiness. So if we train ourselves in this context, I think it is already enough, good enough to have the positive mind, because positive mind or the Bodhicitta mind starts from this thought. If we don't even have this minimum thought, this minimum attitude of thinking that we are all same, we would have no way of starting the process of Bodhicitta mind. Therefore, to start already with this, I think is enough for at our level to create or to start the mind of altruism according to our level. So knowing this, keeping this in our mind, we can also think of one statement that Buddha made in his teaching. Buddha said, okay, take your own body as an example, and then you have consideration for other people. This means, Buddha said, okay, if somebody hit you, if somebody harmed you physically at your body, it would be definitely painful. It's not pleasant. It would be unpleasant. So if we feel unpleasant when our body is hit, so we then take our example, saying, okay, in the same way, we should not create harm, damaging or harming other people, hitting other people, because we understand this meaning upon our own body. On the other hand, the Buddha is saying, okay, also imagine if somebody helped you, if somebody made a massage, if somebody made something very soft, something very like a good feeling to your body, some kind of help at physical level, we would be very happy. Our body would feel also very comfortable, very happy. So Buddha said, okay, also understand this same thing in the other way around. If we help, if we just do something positive physically to other people, then of course they would also be very happy that we help them physically, that we, instead of hitting them, we caress them, we help them physically in many ways. So this is what Buddha meant in his teaching.
Oh yeah, tamaso tishulia. Tan zambachuna tawa mi se chungudwa, tan zambachuna tawa mi se ti karisunguri se labayina. Tan zambachuna tawa mi se ti zamba se ti. Ruwa ngara tsoke pena yu kari chi loliya lola cha yundu. Ngara tsote ene yu ti kala ya matuba ngoni je ene truba tirichi ngoni am ene raundu truba zibe ene zimbachi heje ki tirichi che yungores. O ti isa ti ene karsugurita zimbachona tawa mi se chorwa ta ngazo tawa se te toni tobe tawa sigore. Yeza toni tobe tawa se te pare yichi la mi yundu ene shete yete la mi yundu shete ene kala ya matuba ngoni ju truba am teme rondu truba deba truba. O tindiji ene zimbati ene karsugure page chiyunguduna o tindiki ene zimbati ene tawa mare sungore tiati tenzire mato toni tobe tawa mare toni tobe tawa sieti kanich gurusina yu kanich nawa ina ya tadong tsene nye meba rangi lui onki rangi lui ke par tabatsam tendrichi mato tani tabe tadong tsena nye meba dashingwene majuba o tendrichi tosona nye sona tawa nye bare tawa to bare sta tendrichi soyongoro.
Now we come to the fourth line of the teaching, the fourth detachment. And for this, the text says, if you have grasping, you cannot have the view, or as you can see, there's no way of gaining the correct view. So literally, this is what the text says. But then, of course, what it means is, this has to be like taken in our own life, how this works. So usually we have this grasping, we have the grasping, we have the mind that grasps upon all objects in our way, not in the correct way, but in our mistaken way. and how does this attitude grow? How does it happen? The answer is, we always think that any object, any phenomenon that appears to our mind automatically seems to exist from its own side, from its natural side, naturally existing from its own side. This is a spontaneous thought, a spontaneous conception that arises in us. This is the way how we grasp. We have this grasping that all these objects exist in this way, that they exist inherently, that they exist by their own entity, that they exist by their own nature. So then, of course, as long as we have such a grasping, we cannot approach to the correct view of emptiness. The correct view of emptiness is understanding that every phenomenon is only a mere designation. Every phenomenon is not findable when you look at the designated object. When you look at the object that is designated, when you look for it thoroughly, we cannot find. So when we realize that such designated object does not exist at all, when we look for it thoroughly, then we have some kind of a rough understanding of the correct view of emptiness. We are coming close. We are getting closer to the right view of emptiness. Usually, what we have is always opposite. We think anything that we see is something concretely existing from its own side, independent, being completely independent. Instead of thinking that they are dependent, we think that they are independent. So then, of course, these two thoughts are completely contradictory to each other. You know, so we have to train ourselves to understand that how phenomena are interdependent, how they are related to each other. In that way, we can slowly have one day to have the right view of emptiness, knowing that every phenomena is only a mere designation. Okay?
nga so ngomulu ruki sawa shirim nam tini sungyo kanchir tenjung mayin be chunga yoba mayin ba dechir toni mayin be chunga yoba mayin no se ta toni se te rangshi ju chube ne tongba tela toni shigore keza rangshi ju chube toni ta ane tenjin yibote ane tonda chibore sungore 관계 동다 대용다 엄밀함도 동치봐 소좀 소바 매바이 산지들라 차살로 성고물로 이렇게 산지 좀 된들이야 최주도 신제요래 대자 대용 세시도가 나시 세비 최카리 지나야 예래야 되는 주버지레스 예래야 마트베 안에 라와지다 수토바지 도리사요 말이스 시작하기 전에 현래야 되는 주베 인데지 님바 인자 마트베 라고 주바요 말이 마트베 라고 주바 매바 인자 뭐니 주바디요 말이 대이자 라지 주바요 말이 스타투스 소용 거라.
So then here we have to be let's say like careful. Yeah, the designated object is findable at when we don't involve ourselves in thorough seeking, in thorough looking. Thorough means in a complete, very deep looking, But if the moment when we begin to look for the designated object thoroughly or like in a deep way, then that designated object cannot be found. But it is findable when we don't look for it. This is completely true. It makes sense, So this is why Nagarjuna said, in his teaching on emptiness, he said the emptiness of true existence and the dependent arising, they are completely or depending on one on the other. So the emptiness, being empty of true existence means it is already the interdependent origination, interdependent rising. So dependent rising means that it is depending on many parts. Therefore, it cannot exist truly. It cannot exist from its own side. It cannot exist independently. This is why the concept of the emptiness and the dependent rising, they are compatible to each other. It's very important.
当我是东北人写的，世界탐지기 때문에야, 라랑 그 니루 타르투 버텔라, 네東北人写的送过요래. 디자, 말아서, 통마 멤버네 다다 파트, 도스 코발이야 쿠르데 디 가르 마시버레슬란드, 돈이 마시버 이자, 대왕게 네 코발에 송요래. 돈이写的 东北人写的呢，东西出现有可能做什么呢？第一点个东西的那做的要的，东西出现他第一点个东西你不得，我记了要多把他的做的，一这个点的那电影我记了多把他的写不要的，等于说本来我说本来角色让我进，那这部让我进，那这部去等个东西写的，这部可能去呢라히 타투들 차디요래. 대이서 아니 동만이 세대 유대 내루 타투들이 유게 라히 타투티 데리 따티 시고고요래. 대시바이나 아니 말아서 동해기 자와 코베기 자와디 카르스나 덴지 마리파세들이 덴지 마리파테다 데미도 비시르니 보테 opposite 미pa chila meaning zedon ungarchine toshin rugu yorba tiza dezi maripi nyembotelya ngeparto ne demito bishirab ji kugore demito bishirab mebaina ye lo kanga ya dezi nyembo ne chetugo mare tiza oni tobose di shibuji ge kechim boshadu yoresta.
So we well, I think that to gain the understanding, or at least, not the realization, but maybe at least the intellectual understanding what means emptiness. This is very important. This means we, since we are born, we have always this the instinct attitude thinking that everything is existing independently, because we are trained with this thought. We don't have the realization. We don't think in a different way. But then now, if we develop our mind, if we try to understand that how phenomena are dependently related, then we will slowly realize that all phenomena have two kinds of two natures. The conventional nature and ultimate nature. The conventional nature is the object itself. For example, a table. The table is the conventional object, and then the reality of the absolute nature of the table is the table itself being empty of independent existence. So this absolute nature or this absolute reality is always there with the table since the first moment of it's coming into existence. But we don't realize this. We rather have the opposite mind, thinking, oh, the table exists independently. The table exists inherently. This is why we have the grasping at the inherent existence, grasping of the true existence, and this is why we have the ignorant mind, grasping at the true existence of ourselves, grasping at the true existence of all phenomena. This is exactly the reason why we are all the time wandering in samsara, up and down, in the lower and upward and so forth. All the time we make this round, we make this cycle because of this strong grasping at the true existence of all phenomena. So now we have to. It's now time that we develop the correct understanding, the realization thinking that they do not exist inherently, that they do not exist independently. If we develop this understanding of the non-true existence, it becomes the right antidote to remove the ignorant mind, thinking that all phenomena exist truly. So and these two minds are opposite to each other, because one is the wisdom. The wisdom realizes that all phenomena do not exist truly. The ignorant mind doesn't realize the reality. Ignorant mind, the conception thinks that of the phenomena are existing truly. So these two, we have the ignorant mind, and it has to be eliminated by means of developing the wisdom mind, the mind of wisdom, the wisdom mind, which realizes that they do not exist, that they do not exist truly. This is the way.
Loliya yu kare chi pena miki kare thongwa yinare amjo ke kare khowa yinare ta ngara so ke lo khandi chi ke yu khandi chi ine yu du cheba te che yu te khala ya matyo ba chi tenre mayin ba ani rawo chuba chi ta tiri chi ngara so lo le to chi ne injidi gores yesa khala ya matyo ba yu 코랑게 라운드 주바지 지바치도와 호텔이 약하래 덴지 세디오 데 차디요래 뭐베 내소를 가르스나 유 컨디치나야 젤야 뜨네 트베 인 덴지지 마도 할래 마튜버지 랑자와 라오와 오다 디치 거기 눈에서 요 말이스 대송거려
So let's say until now, I have been talking about only objects that are seen by our eyes, and then we have conception, the ignorant mind, conception grasping of the true existence and so on. Yeah, but actually, it is not only connected to the visual thing, but it actually is also connected to our hearing. That this means even when we hear some sound, when we hear some information, when we hear about a person, when we hear about an object, a car, a house, and so forth, we also have the same reaction. Same reaction means we have spontaneously our ignorant mind or the conception grasping at the true existence, thinking that people that we have heard exist truly, exist independently. But then in reality, it's not true. That people, that object, that house, or any object that we hear is also not existing truly, not existing independently, and this is what we have to realize. So we have these two thoughts, not at the same time, but when the ignorant mind comes, the wisdom is there, but it's not strong. But we have to give strength to the wisdom mind, thinking that these objects that we hear do not exist independently. In that way, our wisdom becomes more and more strong. The mind realizing the reality of the object more strong, and then the conception grasping of the true existence become more weak, and slowly that conception will be completely eliminated one day.
ता ngaso tendir se ता nangba sanje beke tawa thumo mai ba chi yore jesan zamblin jinaliya chulu ge tomba midroba mambo shibuchi pheyor tina ya chö tamji tendiri sene ni sunyete jumdende mato chungyo mares.
Okay, I think that it's only the Buddhism that has so far presented the concept about interdependence. And Buddhism presents the idea saying that everything is interconnected, everything is interdependent, something marvelous, Other religions, other, like dogma and so forth, present their own idea, but maybe they never talk about this interdependence, they never talk about it. Only Buddhists present such a amazing subject of argument.
That tendritiliya chara midrab sumsungu yore. Tangbotila tendri rakpati karisina rangi chuchenla ane tenen jumi tendri se jorwa. Durshi chi ngobo rangi jodan ane chenla tenen chungu tendri se te tendri rakpan rawo chire. Da tili chandro de durshi zangma yiba duma she, durshi dan duma chi chwe tamche rangi ane chashi la tenen chubi tendri se chi. Yitrona ane chachi bi chebure chachi insa rangi chashi le tune chubare rangi chashi le tune madrubi chukan yo mari se ke tendri ki dugulwa ode tendri te jujen le tene jubi tendri le ne char shimbare tendri chamo sigore ta tendri tele jang ane chamo tendri shibu chamo jorwa ta di karase gorsana ane sheya tamshi rangi dagile ya sheya tamshi dashure ane rangi dagila ane tene chube rangi dagila ane tene tabi tendri se jore ane tagdong tse na dashu te dajin ngone ya tagdong tse yendu nyeju meba ane dajila tene mingi unge par tazam ki mato tagdong tse ne nyeju meba daji ta dashu nyebu ten gawa yinba da tindri ki tendri chichigduwa shwe tamchi rangi dajila ya mingi unge par ta samchi ane 미장 따유 삼지 텐데 다질에 이네 민게 바르다바 삼지 네 되네 되네 답이 텐데 세도 다디 텐데 참모 시비진 걸 내인 거래 어도시네다 텐데 차라숨 하시고요래서
Okay, now after all this topic about the interdependence, now I just want to conclude here this message, this discussion about the interdependence. Okay, the interdependence actually has 3 levels: gross level, subtle level, and extremely subtle level. So interdependence in terms of gross level means something very simple, So this simple means, okay, we make a cause, then we have a result. Something very simple. It is interdependent. This is interdependence of gross level, okay? Because something we make the cause of suffering, then we have the result of happiness. They're interdependent. They're interconnected. Was one thing. Now the second, the subtle interdependence is something little bit far. That means in this case, let's say the interdependence of the gross level is applicable only on the basis of compounded phenomena. Okay, the first one. The second, the gross level, the subtle level of interdependence is applicable to both compounded phenomena and uncompounded phenomena. What does it mean? It means no matter what object it is, whether it is compounded or uncompounded phenomena, it is all existing by depending upon its parts, many parts. In that sense, it is subtle. Okay. Now comes the third one, the extremely subtle interdependence. What does it mean? It means that all phenomena are existing only as a mere designation. And then the basis of designation and the designated property, the two are two separate things. There are two separate things, but the designated property or designated name cannot be found when it is sought for deeply, and it is findable when we don't look for it. So this is the extremely subtle level of interdependence. Okay.
야, 다 가서 까망아 시작이대.
Now we have 5 minutes, okay, at the last moment now. So if you have some question, let's say.
말해.
Oh yeah.
가서 까망아 심바시다. 애니 때시오.
So we make a 5 minutes of, let's say, like a small pause. Maybe you go to the toilet, you do whatever you have to do, and then you come back if you like. Okay, we continue a little bit more.
Okay.
Make a pause now. Castle, but I got a matter with the cut. Bunny about you still go up and by the bunny to push it. Would you like to go to gas opening? When a castle, the band with someone in it, think they get some matter. Yeah, right. It's Samsung man. China lesson. God, so. Yeah, cha. Yeah. I don't know the term. Together, they don't.
오메 Shira, you are very torque.
Ah. Now I turned up. Maybe now it's okay.
야, 다 맞아 고충이다.
어릴라래.
하여튼 이제 송구도 왔다 가서 쪼쪼티 남중 가서 시대들에 다 남지 쪼고 남숨세대 다든지 전부 시대 송구도 와 남지 쪼고 남숨세대 시외치게 딱 개체 못 차도요다. 어디자 다 년중다 장수비 심세대 또 가서 냠내 제대 깔래 하고도 마도코 가서 그래 코나그 뭐데 이제 문제 다시 깔래 가고 있습니다. 다 돈이 세대 하장게 노시에다 로래야 차야디 데스칼레 가고도 대송자 돈이 세대 동반이 세도 가리 동바레 세도 덴바 트리비 동바레스 아니 덴바 트리비 동바레 세도 안에 덴바 춤나 간데스 조고레스 덴바 춤나 텐지 많이 빠지 조고레스 다디 요 말이 송고레다 시제 탐비 텐지 이자 되네 주바 이자 마트베 아니 라운드 주바티 요 말이 테메바 이자 덴바 주바 요 말이 스타티 사마다디 케쳔보레 인다가나지 다다 연라 되네 줍세데 아니 되네 주주다 솜셰 임바 어디 토리야 사무만 스타이드 베케쳔보레.
Okay, so the three principal paths are the essence of our practice to enlightenment. For example, the renunciation and bodhicitta are, they are easy if we talk about. But if we are to develop, if we are to cultivate them, maybe it's not so easy. To talk, to explain, okay, it's practically quite easy. It's something we just explain, and that's it. But if we really have to develop them, then it is not an easy task. Okay. On the other hand, we have the third principle path, which is the correct view of emptiness. So the correct view of emptiness is easy to explain, but it's difficult to have some kind of image, the image of the understanding. Let's say, compared to the first two, the renunciation and the bodhicitta, it is more difficult to explain. But it's more difficult because somehow we always have to explain something that is not visible, that is not touchable. There's something completely only like the mental development, the mental thinking. Therefore, it's difficult to explain, difficult to catch some kind of image, to have understanding, an image of some kind of understanding. But at the end, it just means we have the emptiness of true existence. We have the dependent relation. So then we have to ask ourselves what means emptiness. Emptiness means that which is empty of being independent. So in case if phenomena were independent, how should it be? The question. And the answer is, if things were independent, then things cannot be dependent relation. Things cannot be interdependent. This is the point. Things are interdependent because they're empty of being independent. So it's like just playing, playing the word one with the other. Being empty of true existence means it is interdependent. If they were not true, if they were truly existent, it cannot be interdependent. Okay, this is all. So if it is interdependent, it cannot be. If it is interdependent, it is true existent. It is independent. So this is all okay. Yes, Geshe-la, go on.
Lama tsonga peke tada sanji chumde dele ya toba tenre toba sekchi ziyor tina tiri songdo la ane sanji chumde de ane chiranki che tamchi ane tenre imba songshaas teni za chumde de chiranki ya jesu rangi na chuji jesu lobal la kuba tamchi rendu gyurus chumde de ke ane jinju 제네 최단비 네 텐지 네 켈렘바이나 델라 테네 고바탐지 네 렌드 고바탐지 렌드 주르시리다 고바스나 동에 로바 동에 요르 두고도 오서래 안 추제 때래 철초비 유령아와 땡시죠 제제 쪼나 본바이 나도 따와 땡시로 오스다 좀낸 데키 네 친하게 땡발레 철초네 로바 또바 신다 제수 로비나 에네페 유름부지 주유름부지다 에네페 주지게 깔레카보 배송슈 첨부 같이 제보이나야 아니 동네에 아니 치르르레스 가레스나 가수고래 주지 때문에 치르르비 유령아와지 이제 좀나 본바이 진짜 좀한가 쇼스타 좀한가 쇼스 저 깨담만 이차로래 가레스나 니그자와 도시로스도 말에 가서 당한 놀수 추지 제수 로벌로 고버탐지 렌드죠 니구자와 도시로스 추지 때문에 철저히 유령나와 대세죠 지체 좀나 보면 나도 따와 대세로서 어디래다 좀 내내 이렇게 최탐지 다음에 봐 송구도가 그래서 좀 내내 제수 로바이나 아니 고버탐지 렌드 로그래 가르스나 니버고 이제 자와테 당진이 당진 머리 바테 도바치기도 와스 추지 때문에 철초네 제보이나 고바탐지 좀 강가서 아니 깨담만하지 차를 가르스나 동해기 서버티 다도 따와데 인테르 주고도 와스다 니치네 제벌데다 도시는 송도와
Okay, now this idea of interdependence and emptiness is something so important that even Lama Tsongkhapa made a praise to the Prince Siddhartha, the historical Buddha, saying that you, Buddha, have taught such a wonderful teaching on emptiness. I praise you so much. Only you taught such a wonderful teaching on the interconnectedness, the lack of interdependence. Only you taught such a teaching on emptiness is something fantastic, he said. So then I praise you because if I follow you with such a teaching, all the ruinings, all the bad things, all the disadvantages, all the ruining will be slowly eliminated, because the conception grasping a true existence is diminished in by following you. Whereas if I follow other religious master, it will be completely the opposite. That means all the mistakes, all the ruins will fall like a big rock, like big objects falling on ourselves. All the falls befall on us because instead of removing the conception, grasping a true existence, in the other religion, they they follow the grasping on the true existence. Therefore, only you, Shakyamuni Buddha, have taught such a marvelous teachings. Okay, now questions, okay? And then we stop. Okay.
You have questions? Many questions? Good question?
Georgia already went away. I saw him before. I think he disappeared.
Yeah, he ran.
Okay.
No questions?
No questions.
No questions?
Mariana,
Okay.
maybe if it is possible. So all these, the three principal aspects of the path, it's according with the three principal virtuous mental factors from the 11th. Okay, it's detachment, non-violence, and non-confusion. So each of one of these positive mental factors can help us for each path, or all three together.
But mental factors, what do you mean? the three principal paths?
Okay, 11 mental factors, positive mental factors, okay?
Yes,
one of them is detachment. Detachment, it's the mental factors who improve our renunciation for this, for the attachment of this life. So the second mental factor is non-violence, which is supposed to help us to what is the English? To revelate the bodhicitta, the altruism. Okay.
Yes.
The third, it's non-confusion. It's according with wisdom in some way, which help us to realize the two truths. Actually, the ultimate truth. So this is some kind of, these mental factors help us on each part.
Three principal paths.
Yes, it's according with three principal paths, something like this.
더 마찬 봤을 때 다다데 셴바 셴다 나네 페치 안데 직 셴바 셴네 직 히비서 이제 도스 마레 안다디 섬주 추진 나라 한다 섬주 숨직도 섬주 숨게 딱딱 한다디 람기 또 나바순다 자와시다 도스 아 마작 봤을 직제 되는 나버 메서와서 직제 되네 띠문데 섬주세 숨자 디 숨게 다 마작 봤을 때 단다디 예정들라 파 펜바체 안 넘버 미서와서 되기 단다데 창조삼들라 파 펜바체 되네 다 가기래 띠문메 봤을 다디기야 동이 도be 사람들라 도체 펜기비 띠문디 단다 섬중 개와 개위 섬주 추치 단다 개와 숨디기 이 람기 쪼원 나버스들라 페치 독시 페 예부 서비스라지 독사 레베사.
That's true. That this is Jana Jayadua.
Ore.
Tadangaso Karsugure. Dadonla Kasor Koala Shenang Jumi said, Koala Shen said, Koala Chabata, Koala Shembati Shigura Tinza, that the Machaba says to Chaba Melba said, Lucian Rigdua. And it that the number Messiva said, number Messiva said, Dadonla Shena, and Chanchu Semare said, number 7 so did so sorry at randola ni shechene shelya nabatsawati yugo yorba tuschana digido intatati timo mebasieti zimba chuna tawa mi se jorwa o zimba sieti timo bidili jagu yorba tuschana tata digido.
Okay, so I think the way you taught actually it makes sense, yeah. The non-attachment and the non-violence and the non-confusion exactly help us to develop those three principal paths, and also help us to have the different detachment, yeah. The lack of attachment to this to this life, and then lack of too much interest of personal interest, and then lack of the grasping. So all these three of the virtuous benefactors do help all these things we just said now. The three principal paths, and also these the poor detachments indirectly. It makes sense.
That also Chambashide Zawatella Lela Washidu, our Sholo Kichimatumendo, Tima Chene, Chambashide, Nimarene ma Kandonra, which Nimarema Tonche, and Katu Katulia, some no Tanchene, Gomdu Javina, Nimatabar test to Gom Javina, and Kale Rimbeke, and Simliachi. Message Toa, Jeta, any new chechi, that remember, but just a Jatambare. I think that in Diki, remember, any sort of similar, you are to degree, similar, she was a pengery, and same chill do it. Simply can't get new or to Sinata. This Nimatapa Kanochine, he told us some of the Gomja at the package of
Okay, I think I can give a suggestion to you as a personal advice to you now, which is these 4 lines of teachings from Jetsun Takpa Yeltsin are something very short, very concise. You can maybe every day you can recite, in the English or in Tibetan, maybe if you can recite every day, this slowly, only 4 lines, it definitely will help us, will help you to change your mind, to have less grasping, to have less attachment. So I think it is not a long text, There's not even on page, only 4 sentences. So I think if you can put effort to recite this every day, it will definitely bring you a great benefit for our mind. Okay, this is my personal advice to you.
Thank you so
Tatia,
much.
Maki Bukure Matoyanti, Nimatabardu Kandon Chegurese, Killing with Niki Marda.
But of course, this is only my advice, personal advice means suggestion, So suggestion means if you do, great. But I'm not saying you must do it. If the word says you must, then this becomes obligation. It's not good. So I'm saying I would suggest you to recite these 4 lines every day or whenever you can. This will be helpful. So this is very important to be clear.
Oh, yeah, that's what three Joson Shiraki Lelabo Yun Yi Shiraki Lelabo Shirayabu Chungson, and Lakbar the Chirazo Tadangasudi Kasugri to Sangazuchi Paso to Sinje Jen and Toya Chungati, the most Tubanagi Shiraki Gao Chungson, and Mount Balia was to a Kizava, and Tanaging as the Zom Kutola and Samsam Tata Sadronki, Javatomanaging as Juma Samsam, as to Susone, Shore. 엔지 슝심바다고 지나도 도바 카레 요바이나야 어딘지 돌아가서 야 양다 양리야 도시네 좀 그토라 봐서 도시에 쇼그레스 엔 사말로 구줄레 초대야고 나로나 아니 스바치고 소로나 아니 사말로 도시딜레스
Okay, so now I would like to conclude the teaching by saying that I've been very happy to share this teaching, with you. It is a teaching not complicated, very short, and yet so much meaning, very condensed, in these 4 lines. So it's so we have had this moment together yesterday and today, and I'm very happy to have done this, to have finished now our, let's say, program for this time. And also I'm very happy to see you, like in Zoom here, like it's almost as if we have come to Romania, It's not real Romanian, but it's a little bit like a half Romanian. So we see face to face. So I think this is a very, very good thing. Maybe, also in the future, maybe Sultan, as you said before, we can make another program after some time. Maybe, and then in the long future, maybe we can come there. But meanwhile, we can make a program by Zoom. And we can have like personal contact, the teaching through contact of seeing. If we see in the Zoom, that somehow we feel, oh, there's somebody there. We talk. If we talk in the internet, there's nothing. But here we talk to face. So it seems like we are talking to human beings. So it's not there's a communication very direct, and I think it's very good. So then I'm saying that, meanwhile, until we see next time, take care of yourself physically, mentally, and so on.
I'm sorry, but I have one more question.
No more question, finito.
One short question, and the answer will be maybe long or short. I don't know.
Okay.
It's okay, Gisela?
Okay.
So, if we'll take refuge, not in extern, not in intern, not in secret refuge, but in the ultimate refuge, like vacuity, okay, like emptiness and compassion and luminosity of all the Buddhas. This will make us, this through our mindfulness, definitely, to be mindful all the time in like that we are part of everything, of like ultimate nature, but pure nature, okay? So this secret refuge make us to jump from all the lumbering steps to go straight to enlightenment. This is my question. It's according with the last, like vacuity or emptiness. Did you understand my question? Because
yeah, but what does this have to do with the secret? The secret, what is it?
The secret refuge, taking refuge in the ultimate, see the truth, the ultimate truth. Okay.
Yeah, this ultimate, yes.
Yes, it's or according with 3 Buddha Dharma Sangha, it's vacuity, compassion, yes, and also the third, luminosity of everything of the Buddhas, like infinite luminosity, something like this. Okay, if we think, if we became mindful of this mindfulness, this kind of mindfulness can help us to jump over all the path of lumbering, or we should make step by step everything.
But
It is a shortcut, something like this.
치겹당 나기겹당 상외겹당 돈들이 겹다 겹 베지몰라지 테론이 통하면서 단다 닝말라 깨게는 시기도 치겹 나기겹 상외겹 진짜 돈들이 다 돈들 겹다 단다 돈이도 비싸라 건도 돈들 겹서 이제 저기로 왔어 나도 돈들 겹서 치마이나 다 가서 단다비 가서 안나간조 디 안단 예종당 장주 있으면 되게 잠아 할람 총장님들 남산 카드이 돈이도 비싸라 레벨에서 레슨에 텐데지 콜레나 지가 용사
따째당 아주 택시가 열바 다당 아주 람치소 남숨 세티 날이야 당보 인행중 sambat ku yorwa tambo ngejung sambat ku yore tambo rani khowata da donge ki raji thone donge le ya thandu ke ne lot jane tediche ene ngejung sam ya ku stane ti ke ene ngejung sambati ene par hinda simchi hinda la pa kapo yindu 장수 셈세 책으로와 어디서 다 된지 ene 장수 이 셈데 ene 제세네 다 디 제수 ene 돈이도 게 따와세지 시그도와 기타 셈게 담지 산지지 살아 고바 제발라 알레 당보 ene 된지 방구고로 된지 방구고요 된자 돈이도 게 따와세 다 도시네 고 남지 쪽 남숨세 때 남지 다 도시네 르바신도 도시네 야미 지로라 막 된디야 감감감마 이 로장네 냠레 마제바 이 도시네 야 첨자자는 그랬더니 요 말에서
Okay. So this the refuge in the ultimate level, you know, is something you can do, but it's not the proper way, you know, because to take that ultimate refuge, somehow you have to go and from the gradual procedure. First, you have to have the renunciation. Then you have to generate the renunciation, not only for oneself, but also for other people. In this way, you also generate the bodhicitta mind. Then at the end, you come to the correct view and this. So in that way, you somehow complete the procession, the process. If you jump, of course, it's okay, but it's not so stable. This is all.
다다다 모란케 치 잠로다 난게 잠로다 사위 잠로 치치 시기도 왔다 대송 가서 다다티 흉근나라 타니 되지 요 말레스 아니 잠로려야 잡유텔라 잡수드비유 세야테 솔려야 잡유 공조 숨세안도다 에너지 내가 그 잠로다 에네 타도그 잠로세안도다 드디 요리마도 치 잠로 난게 잠로 상위 잠로 세야 돼 됐었다 타니데 게루브숑라더니 타니 약 말해서
Okay, then one thing I want to clarify with you, with your question is, in the Geluk, let's say, system, we talk about, temporary refuge, ultimate refuge, the object of refuge, the person who takes refuge, object to whom we take refuge, but we don't really talk about external refuge, internal refuge, secret refuge, ultimate refuge. We don't talk like this. So this means we can understand, but it's not. There's no such discussion in the Geluk system. Okay.
Okay, this comes from Nigma, the question. Thank you, Geshe-la.
오케이 에네
뭐 어떤 게 뭐 어떤 게
그래 뭐 맛있던
So Geshe and I do the concluding prayer Gyawadi in Tibetan, and you make a prayer in Romanesque, okay?
We have here to share the screen, maybe to do. Maybe we'll let Geshe to speak in Tibetan because and I will stop you, okay, Shara, and then you just to be me, okay.
Okay.
Short mandala here for the people.
Okay. Sa je bu je sho je me do cha re ra lin je nian de jian ba. San je xin de men zhen bu wa ye ro ge nang da xian jie bo xiu ye dang gu ru ren na men zha. Kam ni ya da ya a me kang re re we gu we xin ham ne pen dan de wa ma len jiong we ne. Jie re zhen wong dian zi jiang su ye xia bei sen de pa yo che tu so ran jong chen jang mo ja re ten sin jong pe re kun so to bo jo son ku re le mo to jo ba da so de yin mo cha de sho ge wan de nyo de da la ma san jian du jo ro wa che jong ma le ba de yi sa go bo sho chan chu sim cho ren bo che ma jian ba na che jo che ba nya ba me ba yo ko ne ko wa sho da ge chi ni sa be ge wan de tian tang zhuo wa kong la kong de che bo ra ji zun lo san cha ba ye den be ni bo ra de sa yin. Okay, thank you.
Let's go, Hamash.
See you later.
Thank you so much, Geshe. Thank you so much, Sharaf. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Gata, okay? Finito.
Goodbye.